Hello Power Rangers Lightning Collection fans, and welcome back to Toku Topics. Today I am finally taking a look at the end of Wave 13 with the Dino Charge Blue Ranger figure. Which is a weird one because it's the final Wave 13 figure to be released somewhere, but it's technically the first Wave 13 figure to be abundant somewhere, and by that I mean at least 2 retailers have this one. So we've already taken a look at the Putrid, which was the last one we took a look at. And we also took a look at Beast Morphers Yellow, and we took a look at Dino Fury Green like a month and a half ago. And the 3 of them I got from Big Bad Toy Store when they put them up in stock, and I believe still have them in stock. But for whatever reason, Koda here just wasn't in stock with his wave mates. He got lost on a mammoth hunt or something, but now he's finally here. So I actually got this one from Amazon. So there will be an Amazon affiliate link in the description below for all of Wave 13, but especially for him because, as of the time of this video, he's in stock. So now you can finally get the full Wave 13 if you use Big Bad Toy Store. They have all 4. Amazon at least has him. So this is great. So I'm very excited for this figure. I've already opened it up. I've actually put him back in the box, so that way I can have a little bit of weight to this. But spoiler, I have already opened this figure. There is a problem with it. So that's kind of how this line goes, these days. But this is our final member of the Core 6 Dino Charge, I almost said Fury, Dino Charge team. So here they are. So we're going to be taking a look at them as a group. So these are those figure cases that I've been using, which will also be linked in the description below, but there's a special video coming on those cases. But look at that. We're going to complete the Core 6 Dino Charge team here today, which is something that has taken pretty much the entire existence of the Lightning Collection, because Wave 1 started it all the way back then with Tyler, and now we have Koda, finally one of my favorite members of the team, one of my favorite recent Power Rangers actors of the Neo Saban era. I think Yoshi and Peter Sudarso are really nice guys, and I'm happy at least one of them finally has their own Lightning Collection figure. So of course, keeping in line with the rest of Wave 13, it's plastic-free packaging. We have the render there. Now this figure is pinless, which we had seen from the promo shots and this render, but of course sometimes that can lie. So while it would have been simple for them to just reuse the Dino Charge body mold that they've used so many times already, clearly, I thought maybe they'd just use it again. But no, he is a new body mold, which is where the problem with the figure comes, so we'll get to that. But we have the saber, we have the effect piece, the artwork on the side, Dino Charge Blue Ranger, and there's the helmet there. I guarantee you at some point in this video I'm going to accidentally say Fury or Thunder, but I'm still saying Charge so far. And there is the artwork there, which I really do like, but of course it was the same problem with Zoe from this wave, but really for him especially. All 5 of these guys had Tom Whalen artwork, even though Black's box didn't match them because he was a Target exclusive back when the character boxes used to match the color of the Ranger if they were exclusives. So he had a black box, but everybody else had the typical white box. He has a plastic-free box, so the boxes were never really going to match for Dino Charge anyway, but it's just unfortunate that this one is especially not going to match. But it is what it is. So on the back here you see Koda, which I still love that we are using the names now. And then there is Koda with the Yoshi Sudarso head sculpt, the effect piece, all of that kind of stuff. Here's the barcode for him, if you need that. Plastic-free packaging, all that kind of stuff. So like I said, I've already opened this. I'm going to reopen it now, and I'm no longer going to show off the full unboxing of the plastic-frees because I think at this point, we've been doing this for like 2.5 months where they've been plastic-free, so it's in the tissue paper and the cardboard tray and everything. But my other Wave 13 videos and all that kind of stuff show that off. But before we get rid of the box here is all 4 of Wave 13 right there on the side. I really do like those. And then here is the new artwork, which, does look nice when you have them lined up, and future waves are going to look nice like this too. It's just kind of a shame that they don't match the 12 waves that came before it, but here is the full Wave 13 lineup. Alright, so here is Koda out of the box with all of his accessories, and let's see how we can demonstrate the problem. Did you see it? So let's just try that again. Oop. Okay, so he's going to completely fall, but I want you to see what I'm talking about right here. Look at that. Okay, so like right before he falls, this dude has some wobbly legs. So this is something that's been posted about for a lot of people who have gotten this figure. So it's definitely seeming to be a widespread problem. So the new leg joints on the pinless male bodies are pretty terrible. We've seen it so far with Time Force Blue had really bad legs. Color Swap Yellow had really bad legs where it was the male body. And now Dino Charge Blue has it too. It's so strange because like the ninjas didn't have, or the ninjas were pinless and they didn't have that problem too bad. Phantom is pinless and he didn't have that problem at all. But yeah, this dude is so wobbly. And so it makes it kind of difficult. So first of all, he always wants to lean to the side like that. So he's almost looking like he's always kind of asking you a question, which, you know, Koda's a caveman. He didn't really understand a lot of modern things. So, like, maybe that's him kind of going, like, articulation or something. I don't know. But, you know, maybe that's a secret built-in feature, though I doubt it. So as you can see, like, it's really difficult to get Koda to actually stand up perfectly straight. And when you try to get any kind of Kyoryu blue poses or anything like that, he doesn't really want to stand very well, which is unfortunate because the Dino Charge body mold that we've had so far was perfectly fine. I had no problems with it. I mean, it goes all the way back to Wave 1. You know, it's one of the original figure body molds. And I thought it was always very good, and I would not have minded. Honestly, I kind of would have preferred he just use that body mold. Even though I do like the look of pinless, I think it is nice when you don't see those pins. He's not going to match everybody else. So, like, at this point, you're so far into the Dino Charge team, just keep doing them with pins. But pinless discussion and leg discussion aside, this is a very good figure. I really do like it quite a bit. So as with all the new plastic-free packaging ones, it is packaged with the head already on there. And I mean, I think it's pretty good. There it is, next to Yoshi Sudarsu, next to Koda himself. And honestly, the Dino Charge head sculpts have been pretty good. I think all of them. Like Riley's was good. Chase's is one of the best in the Lightning collection. Tyler's is pretty solid for a Wave 1 figure. Shelby's was decent. Ivan's is probably the worst of the 6. Which I will show all 6 of them here just because of how I think good the Dino Charge head sculpts are. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm not sure if that's a mole or if it's a little paint mark there, but I think it's a little paint mark. But I definitely see it there. And of course, this that's a Stegosaurus. Yeah, Stegosaurus I think looks pretty good. And the belt buckle's correct here, which was not correct on Chase, but they fixed it again with Riley. You get that different darker blue, which is a good touch that they've paid attention to. No silver painting on there, but they haven't done that since Tyler. No boots painted, but they haven't done that since Tyler. And it's still, I mean, I'd say it doesn't feel as tight. Like, these kind of joints here, especially at his double jointed elbows, at least on mine, feel like exactly that kind of loose to where it's, like, easy to move. It's the exact kind of give that I would want these kind of joints to have. And this body mold was always one of my favorite ones, too, because you could really kind of collapse in the arms a little bit more naturally than, like, some of the figures could allow for. So I think Koda does look really good. The paint applications are good enough to where that line matches up pretty much on both sides, either way that you look at it, which is good because that was kind of a problem, especially the earlier figures that used it. But he's so wobbly. His legs just do not want to work. It's both of them too. Like, I want to make sure you can hear that. Not good. Not good at all. So I'm not a fan of that. One thing that I noticed that was kind of strange, it doesn't really matter, is that the Dino Charge hands were pretty consistent. Like, so Chase and Tyler had the exact same hands where they kind of had that karate chop hand and like a holding hand. But this is our first Dino Charge hands with fists, I think. So let me check here because I have everybody standing here. So let's see. Chase here. Okay, Chase had a fist, but he didn't have 2 fists. Tyler had, I think, a fist. Okay, I think that must be what it is then. I think everybody had 1 fist. But I don't think any of the Dino Charge Rangers have had 2 fists. So if you wanted to give another Dino Charge Ranger another fist, you have that option. So you have 2 fists there as default in the box. So you're going to have to swap some hands if you want him to hold anything. But of course you do get, come on Koda, please stand. So then we do get the typical kind of holding hand and kind of trigger finger hand for the Dino Charge Morpher. And of course you can use the Saber and Morpher however you want. So after its absence with Shelby in Wave 11, the Saber is back for Koda in Wave 13. So all 4 of the 5 members who would use this included it, except for Shelby for some reason. Thankfully, all 5 of them came with their Dino Charge Morphers, which are pretty much the exact same piece that we've had for nearly 3 years. This one, I say, or nearly 4 years at this point, I say this one actually has pretty decent paint applications. I guess just this one looks probably the cleanest of some of the ones that I've had in the past. I mean, it even compares to, I know I keep kind of showing off comparisons to everything here, but I just feel like it's the best. Oh, I mean, that's significantly different, actually. So that's Tyler's compared to Koda's. So, oh, they painted both sides of Koda's. Did they do that in the past? Hold on. I know, now we're experimenting here. I don't usually get the whole teams out for these kind of videos. Okay, this is Riley's. They only painted one side of Riley's. Have they consistently only been painting one side of them? Yep, same thing on Chase. Let's check Shelby. Yeah, okay. So Koda is the first one to have both sides of the Dino Charge Morpher painted. So that's nice. No wonder I thought it looked so good. So the Dino Charge Morpher looks very good. You get this effect piece, which I think is the same one that Tyler even had himself, but this time you get it in purple. So there it is. I like this effect piece. I think it works. And then, of course, now, instead of kind of civilian heads being the accessories, kind of the helmets are. So taking Koda's head off is actually a pretty easy job. Obviously, since it is using the new pinless body, it is using the new neck joint as well. So this body, while it does look very similar to the other Dino Charge Rangers, as it should, it is technically different. And then taking the head, this one is tricky to get on there, so probably going to cut to that being done. And with a little bit of force, it is on there. Of course, you just want to be careful with these joints and stuff as always, but it looks good. Paint application is very nice. I'm very happy that all 5 Dino Charge Rangers had helmets with like white visor trims, or kind of the white around the yellow like they're supposed to have. Even though we have some weird things with accessories and some weird things with the hand paints and everything, for the most part, the Dino Charge Rangers were pretty consistent. And I would say I'm using were as if the team is complete. Technically, yeah, but of course we can still get Aqua, we can still get Graphite, Silver, Purple, Dark Ranger. I really hope that we get all of those. But this has been a pretty good team so far, and I know a lot of people are going to consider this one kind of quote-unquote done, but here he is next to Tyler, all the way from Wave 1. Is Koda shorter? Or is it just because his legs are being annoying? I can't actually tell. No, I don't think Koda is shorter. Yeah, I don't think so. Like I said, it's just hard to tell with the legs. Let me grab... So Riley was the most recent use, and I guess the final use of the body that he started with Tyler. I know I don't usually bring everybody out for videos like this, but I've been really liking these cases so far, so it's really been helpful for me to dig out these figures and use them. So which is crazy, because spoiler alert, I pretty much get these figures, do the reviews, and then they go sit in a bin until they're ever needed for videos, because I don't have any room to display these figures. So they just kind of sit in a bin most of the time. But if I can get Riley to stand up. So it blends in well. I can tell that it's a different body mold. Well, I mean, not really. I know it's a different body mold, so that's why, I'm looking for it to be different. But they also did get the silver paint around the neck. That's one thing that Tyler surprisingly didn't have. His silver paint went to the gloves and then the boots, which are black paint, and then they never bothered to do that again. But they did bother to paint it on Chase and Riley and Koda, so I'll give them that. So for the most part, this has been a pretty consistent team of Lightning Collection. This is kind of the ideal situation. The little inconsistencies and changes, the triangles are different. I just noticed that. Yeah, there's definitely more space between the triangles than there is on the new one. Do you see what I'm talking about? More black space in between them. Let's pull Chase out now. I know Shelby has a completely different body mold, of course, and Ivan also shares this body mold as well, but his suit is kind of different. So we have Tyler, Koda, Riley, and Chase. So if you can kind of see what I'm talking about. There's definitely less space between the triangles. So that is one noticeable thing, but I had to look at these for a minute before I noticed that. So I don't think it's that big of a deal, but this is pretty solid. This is a pretty solid lineup. Of course, we have things like that, like whatever the hell happened with that belt buckle, but at least it's been consistent on everybody else. Yeah, this is good. I really don't have many problems with this. So I'm going to kind of get some poses going here now that we have a complete Dino Charge team and that we have a complete Wave 13, and then we'll wrap up Koda's video. But he's pretty solid except for those legs. That definitely brings the figure down, but it's still a pretty good figure with likeness and accessories, and I really don't have many complaints about it whatsoever. So here are the 6 Dino Charge Rangers with their civilian heads. I just thought this was going to look cool, so I wanted to do it, because these are probably some of the best, I would say, Lightning Collection head sculpts as an overall unit. They really did some pretty good ones here, and if I kind of had to rank them, I would say the worst, in my opinion, is still Ivan's, probably followed by Tyler's, probably then Riley's, and then Koda's, and then Shelby, and then the best one is Chase, because that is one of the most uncanny, good Lightning Collection head sculpts. It's one of the top 3 I think we still ever had, and so we can finally do this. So 2019 is when this one came out in Wave 1, 2019 in Wave 3 was when we got Gold, 2020 as a Target exclusive we got Black, 2021 in Wave 10 we got green 2022 in Wave 11, we got pink, and now finally in 2023 in Wave 13, we have blue. Dino Charge, core 6 members are complete. And here's the Dino Charge team. So this looks pretty great. So I've kind of tried my best to kind of replicate one of the Kyoryuger roll call poses. I think it's like one of the poses from like the end of the theme song or something. But I'm not the greatest in posing action figures, but I think this is pretty solid. And this is right here why I love the Lightning Collection so much. Like, yes, this took nearly 4 years. There are inconsistencies between these guys. Not all these figures are perfectly up to the same kind of level of quality. But then you get them all together like this. And honestly, this is pretty great. It took a while. Like I said, there's some little issues, but I think it's worth it. All of these are really good figures. Dino Charge, they did a pretty solid job on getting them out in the Lightning Collection this far. And I really want to see the rest of them. Because it's one of those weird things where it's like, yeah, we have 6 Rangers here in the Lightning Collection, but there's still like 5 more that they can do. There's tons of different modes they can do from Dino Charge, but right here, if this is where we stop for a while, or I guess hopefully not stop forever, this is a solid group of Lightning Collection figures here, and one of Hasbro's best works of the Lightning Collection so far, and I'm really happy that we finally have Koda to make this possible. And with that, we have Lightning Collection Wave 13, which I think is a fantastic wave. It's kind of weird what to clarify it as, since 3/4 of these came out in 2022, and then Koda came out in 2023, and this wave isn't really on store shelves yet, but I love this. I love this lineup of characters. I think all these figures are really solid in their own rights. Some have problems, like the easy bent saber, and the fact that this entire figure has some quality control problems. If you remember that's not Dino Charge. If you remember my Beast Morphers Yellow video, I had that big dent in the box and that little smudge on the helmet. Putrid's perfect, and I have the little like leg problems with Dino Charge Blue, which does seem to be widespread, so this wave isn't perfect. However, I love the character selections you get here. We finally finished the trio of Beast Morphers. We get another really popular Dino Fury Ranger, complete the core 6 of Dino Charge, and get another Foot Soldier and another Wild Force character and villain and obscure character. This is great. I love this lineup. It's one of my favorite Lightning Collection wave lineups that we've ever had. There's, like I said, some little problems, but here and there, it's a really solid wave. I would say that my favorite figure in the wave is the Putrid. Actually, I'd probably say it's in this order. Probably Putrid is first, then Koda, then Zoe, then Izzy. But all of them are very solid figures here. I think this is going to be a great addition to any Power Rangers Lightning collection. Hey, so I'm setting up for the final turntable shot of this video, which is going to be here in a second. This morpher has a hole in it. So we've had that blast effect piece with Chase and with Shelby, and it never needed a hole like that. So that's, like I said, this is the first time it's been painted on this side. There is a hole in that Dino Charge morpher now, so that is very bizarre. I did not notice that until right now. So okay, so I guess that could be for a new effect piece or something to go into that, which maybe could imply that we're going to get other Dino Charge Rangers or something, because I mean, Graphite and Aqua technically would have this, Silver would have it, or Purple would have it. Silver would have it in a different color, but weird, interesting. So I don't know if that's just because of the molding or if that's actually for a new effect piece or something, but yeah, it's a little bit new. Alright, and with that is going to do it for my video review of the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Wave 13 Dino Charge Blue Ranger figure. So, pretty much the same kind of things I've said throughout this video. I think this is a really good figure. It's a perfect addition to your Dino Charge collection to round out Wave 13, or maybe it's the first Wave 13 you're getting. It's good. It's really good. Those legs do really kind of hurt it. So even this pose is a little difficult to pull off without him falling over. But he has the good accessories. The Koda head is very good. I think that's maybe the first time we've had that effect piece in purple, so that's always kind of a nice thing. And if this is kind of our new Dino Charge body mold going forward, if they're going to do the other extra Rangers, which I really hope that they do, I wouldn't really mind it. They just really got to try to fix these legs somehow. But the problem is, with this being the third figure for the most part to use these pinless joints on a male body with these loose legs, we might just be getting loose legs forever now, which I really, really hope we're not, because that is not going to be good. But for the most part, this figure is excellent, this wave was excellent, and I'm very happy to add this to my collection here. I really don't have any major problems besides the legs. So let me know down in the comments below, how are the legs on your Dino Charge Blue? Are you going to add this figure to your collection to go with your Dino Charge Rangers, or to go with Wave 13, or whatever it may be? I'd like to hear about it down in the comments below. And like I said earlier, there'll be an Amazon affiliate link for him in the description below, which if you use it to get this figure, it will help out the channel. So until next time, you guys can follow me on Twitter at LivingRangerKey or LightningFigPR, and I will see you all later. To wrap up this video, I'd like to thank my $5 and above patrons: Jurassic Samurai, Maggot Alchemist, Robert Browning, Static Thunder, Brandon Overland, Maji Yellow, Redstone MCPC, Comics 1017, James Dartley, Monster Rocket, John Luke, Eric Berry, Tyler Brzezinski, Matthew Thorne, Josh Landry, and Pyramidas. You can support Toku Topics for as little as $1 a month on my Patreon, link in the description below.